This is the continuation of previous video. In last video, we discussed up to here, that is C3 plus into sigma V2, that gives sigma V1. The last one is here. And the last one is C3 plus into sigma V3. C3 plus into sigma V3, that gives sigma V2. From this, it is clear that this C3 operation, C3 plus operation gives C3 plus into E means C3 plus, C3 plus into C3 plus, C3 minus, C3 plus into C3 minus, that is E, C3 plus into sigma V1, sigma V3, C3 plus into sigma V2, sigma V1, C3 plus into sigma V3, sigma V2. Next, the third one is here C3 minus. C3 minus into E means C3 minus only. C3 minus into E is equal to C3 minus. Next here C3 minus into C3 plus, that is C3 minus into C3 plus, C3 minus into C3 plus. Here should do operation from right side. Here right side is C3 plus. C3 plus means C3 plus means write this molecule. Write this molecule. Write this molecule. Then C3 plus molecule. For this molecule, you have to do this C3 minus operation. For this molecule, you have to do C3 minus operation. C3 minus means rotation to 120 degree in anti-clockwise direction. Means in this direction, you will get this molecule. This molecule is similar to original molecule. Therefore, C3 minus into C3 plus is equal to E. C3 minus into C3 plus is equal to E. C3 minus into C3 plus is equal to E. Next one is C3 minus into C3 minus. That is C3 minus into C3 minus. First write C3 minus means this is C3 minus. Write this molecule. Write this molecule. This is C3 minus. For this molecule, you have to do again C3 minus operation. C3 minus operation. For this molecule, you have to do C3 minus operation. C3 minus means rotation to 120 degree anti-clockwise direction. Means in this direction. As a result of this, the first hydrogen atom will shift here, the third hydrogen atom will come here, whereas the second hydrogen atom will shift here. This molecule is nothing but C3 plus. This molecule is nothing but C3 plus. How? See here. See, both are looking same. Hence the operation between C3 minus and C3 minus gives C3 plus. That is C3 minus into C3 minus gives C3 plus. C3 minus into C3 minus gives C3 plus. Next is C3 minus into sigma V1. C3 minus into sigma V1. C3 minus into sigma V1. Sigma V1 means this molecule. Second hydrogen atom, third hydrogen atom, first hydrogen atom. For this molecule, you have to do C3 minus operation. C3 minus operation. Rotation to 120 degree anti-clockwise direction means the second hydrogen atom will come here. The third hydrogen atom will shift here. The first hydrogen atom will come here. We will get this molecule. This molecule is something but sigma V2. C3 minus into sigma 1 gives sigma V2. Sigma V2. See here. Sigma V2 means this one, sigma v2, sigma v2. C3 minus into sigma v1 gives C3 minus into sigma 1 gives what? Sigma v2. Next is C3 minus into sigma v2, that is C3 minus into sigma v2, sigma v2. C3 minus into sigma v2 gives what? First you write sigma v2 molecule. Sigma v2 means write this molecule. For this molecule you have to do C3 minus operation. C3 minus operation means rotation to 120-degree anti-clockwise direction. As a result of this you will get this molecule. This molecule is nothing but sigma v3. Sigma v3. How? See here, sigma v3. This only. See, sigma v3. Similarly, C3 minus into sigma v3 gives sigma v1. C3 minus into sigma v3 gives sigma v1. Therefore, C3 minus operation gives C3 minus into E, C3 minus only, C3 minus into C3 plus E, C3 minus into C3 minus C3 plus, C3 minus into sigma v1, sigma v2, C3 minus into sigma v2, sigma v3, C3 minus into sigma v3 means sigma v1 only. Next one is sigma v1. Next one is sigma v1. Sigma v1 into C3 plus. Sigma v1 into C3 plus means first you write C3 plus. C3 plus means this molecule. C3 plus means this molecule. For this molecule you have to do sigma v1 operation. For this molecule you have to do sigma v1 operation. Sigma v1 means this plane. This plane sigma v1. Don't consider hydrogen atoms. Is the first sigma v1 plane, sigma v2 plane, sigma v3 plane. Don't consider hydrogen atom. This plane is constant, hence these two hydrogen atoms will interchange. These two hydrogen atoms will interchange, will get this molecule. This molecule is something but sigma v2. Sigma v1 into C3 plus gives sigma v2. Similarly, sigma v1 into C3 minus. First write C3 minus means this molecule. C3 minus means this molecule. For this molecule, you have to do sigma v1 operation. Sigma v1 means this plane. This NH2 plane is called sigma v1 plane. Then what happens? These two hydrogen atoms will interchange. H1 and H3 will interchange. You get this molecule. This molecule is nothing but sigma v3. Sigma v1 into C3 minus gives sigma v3. Next one is sigma v1 into sigma v1. Sigma v1 into sigma v1. Right, sigma v1. This is sigma v1. For this molecule, you have to do sigma v1 operation. Sigma v1 means this plane. Then these two hydrogen atoms, the second hydrogen atom and third hydrogen atom will interchange. We'll get this molecule. This molecule is like original molecule. Therefore, sigma v1 into sigma v1 is equal to E. Next is sigma v1 into sigma v2. First you write sigma v2. This is sigma v2. For this molecule, you have to do sigma v1 operation. Sigma v1 means this plane. Then this first hydrogen atom and second hydrogen atom will interchange. As a result of this, we'll get this molecule. This molecule is like C3 plus operation. We'll get after C3 plus operation. Therefore, sigma v1 into sigma v2 is C3 plus. C3 plus. The last one is here. Sigma v1 into sigma v3 will get C3 minus. From sigma v1 sigma v1 into E, sigma v1, sigma v1 into C3 plus sigma v3, sigma v1 into C3 minus sigma v1, sigma v1 into sigma v1 C3 minus sigma v1 into sigma v2 E, sigma v1 into sigma v3 C3 plus. Next sigma v2, this sigma v2, sigma v2 into C3 plus, this sigma v2 into C3 plus. First you write C3 plus, it's a C3 plus molecule. For this molecule you have to write, you have to do sigma v2 operation. Sigma v2 means this plane. The plane is passing through the first hydrogen atom and nitrogen atom. As a result of this second hydrogen atom and third hydrogen atom will interchange. We'll get this molecule. This molecule is something but sigma v3. We'll get this molecule after sigma v3 operation. Sigma v3 operation. Sigma v2 into C3 plus gives sigma v3. Similarly, sigma v2 into C3 minus gives sigma v1. Sigma v1. First you write C3 minus. For this molecule I will do sigma v2 operation. Sigma v2 means this plane. As a result of this, the first hydrogen atom and the second hydrogen atom will interchange. We'll get this molecule. This molecule is something but sigma v1. This molecule is something but sigma v1. Next, sigma v2 into sigma v1 gives C3 minus. First you write sigma v1. Sigma v1. For this molecule, you have to do sigma v2. Sigma v2 operation means this plane. The plane is passing through third hydrogen atom and nitrogen atom. As a result of this, second hydrogen atom and first hydrogen atom will interchange. This molecule is nothing but C3 minus. Next, sigma v2 into sigma v2 gives E. Alright, first you write sigma v2. For this molecule, do sigma v2 operation. You will get original molecule, that is E. Sigma v2 into sigma v2 is E. Next, sigma v2 into sigma v3 gives C3 plus. C3 plus. Therefore, sigma v2 operation, sigma v2 into E, sigma v2, sigma v2 into C3 plus sigma v3, sigma v3 into C3 minus sigma v1, sigma v2 into sigma v1 C3 minus, sigma v2 into sigma v2 E, sigma v2 into sigma v3 C3 plus. The last one is sigma v3. Sigma v3 into C3 plus gives sigma v1. Sigma v3 into C3 minus gives sigma v2. Sigma v3 into sigma v1 gives C3 plus. Sigma v3 into sigma v2 gives C3 minus. Last one is sigma v2 into sigma v3 gives E. That is sigma v3 into E, sigma v3, sigma v3 into C3 plus sigma v1, sigma v3 into C3 minus sigma v2, sigma v3 into sigma v1 C3 plus, sigma v3 into sigma v2 C3 minus, sigma v3 into sigma v3 E is the final group multiplication table of ammonia. The final group multiplication table of ammonia is this one. This one is called final multiplication table of ammonia. This is called, see, this is final multiplication table of group multiplication table of ammonia.